A Christian worldview in the criminal justice field. What is a worldview? A worldview is how you view reality. It's how you make sense of the world and life itself. A worldview is whatever ideology, philosophy, theology, movement, or religion that provides you with understanding on God, the world, and human relationships to the world and God. It's pretty much what you believe in, whether it be God, the Big Bang Theory, reincarnation, or complete and utter nothingness. The Christian worldview is how you view the world as a Christian. Because I have a Christian worldview, I believe that as humans, our primary purpose for existing is to love and serve God in everything that we do. Colossians 3, verse 23 and 24 states, "Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ." We were created in His image. We endure suffering because when given free will, we took advantage of that and lived immorally. God sent us Jesus to rectify our wrongs, and through His death, we were saved. Our purpose now is to live life with the purpose to serve and love God. What the criminal justice professional? As criminal justice professionals, we are charged with protecting and serving the community. In fact, we are called as Christians to do justice. Isaiah 1, verse 17 states, "Learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, plead to the widow's cause." Depending on what specific sub-area you feel you are called to work in, you may be responsible for caring and protecting the elderly, the weak and needy, the poor and the homeless, and even children or people suffering from mental disabilities. As criminal justice professionals, we should also strive to embody different traits or characteristics. A few of these are courage, respect, discernment, and integrity. Though I feel these are all the most important, there are also a few more needed in this field. My personal ethical views. My ethical view is closely related to that of Aristotle. I find that his teachings and theories line up in some ways with how I live my life and my personal morality. There is a saying that he is quoted for: "We are not what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." He teaches that excellence of character is only achieved through moral virtues. His 10 moral virtues are courage, temperance, prudence, justice, pride, ambition, good temper, liberality, truthfulness, friendliness, and modesty. He teaches that moral virtue is learned through practicing the virtues, teaching, exposure to them, support, and good habits. These are most important pertaining to ethical conduct. He also teaches what I personally call the 5 R's. These are the right person, the right extent, the right time, the right motive, and the right way. He explains that virtuous acts are directed to the 5 R's. He also teaches about what a perfect person should be. I personally don't believe that there is a perfect person, but I do agree with his view of staying along the mean when practicing the moral virtues. This means that you're not too courageous and you're not lacking courage. The criminal justice profession and my personal world view. Based off of my view of the world, Christ's teachings, and my ethical view, my view in the role of the importance of criminal justice professions has actually strengthened. I'm a firm believer in justice received for wrongdoings and also for those who are less fortunate and oppressed. I believe that it is a known fact that those who are weaker or face more shortcomings are easier to take advantage of. These people who may be lower or poor class, homeless, elder, children, or mentally disabled, handicapped, or permanently disabled are far easier to be taken advantage of. They are vulnerable and face far more injustice than others. This is where our criminal justice officials and social service workers come into play. From a Christian perspective, as Christians and individuals working in this field, we are to seek out the vulnerable, determine the injustice they face, and change or restore their social structure to prevent more shortcomings. As CJ workers, we advocate for the vulnerable. As a criminal justice profession, we should live by Proverbs 31:8-9. Open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all who are destitute. Open your mouth, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and needy. Child Protective Services. Since my focus after college will be predominantly in the social working field, I will speak on the importance of the Child Protective Service worker and how my ethical view and biblical worldview line up with this career. As a CPS worker, I obviously will be charged with protecting and advocating for needy children, or even abused and neglected children. I take this role very seriously because I believe that children are closer to God than anyone else in creation. They are also more vulnerable physically and mentally. I know I will be tested, which is where Aristotle's teachings of the golden mean and making use of his moral virtues a habit instead of something that is acted upon will come into play. It will be on me to protect these precious gifts from God, so in order to do so, I will, to the best of my ability, strive to be as close to excellence morally as I can be.